Welcome everyone, my name is Shadow, and this is one of my first Planet Coasters videos that I'm making since the launch of the game. And let me tell you, this game is fairly awesome. It's not everything I wanted, but I can tell you right now that they are working on it. In fact, they just now announced a holiday update, and they're letting us vote on one of the new flat rides that's going to go in there. You can check that out over at the official forums, but let's talk about what I'm doing here in this video. So I had an idea, and I just kind of wanted to do like a coaster, and I had seen this park, and I think it's called Owa or Ewa or something like that. It's a new park that's being designed in Alabama, and it just kind of come out of nowhere just all of a sudden. But there's concept art out there, and I saw in the concept art, I saw this blue coaster kind of running down the midway of it, and in the video in the concept art, looks like a Eurofighter from what I can tell. Which, I mean, it's a pretty coaster, but it's not my style of coaster. I'm not a big fan of those. I wanted to do something different, but I like the idea. So I got the idea to do a dive coaster that kind of comes down, comes up in the midway, kind of does its thing out and back and goes back. And that is what we kind of started working on here. So one of the things I can tell you about the game is that when you're making these coasters, you can do prefabs, and some of them are kind of nice. The loops are okay, I suppose, but they're still work on be done. So I tried doing a Zero Gyro and then an Immelman using the prefabs, but it doesn't give you a whole lot of flexibility with it. It wasn't the sizes I wanted. It wasn't giving me the area I wanted to go to. It just wasn't working. So I went back, and as you can see in the start of this video, I cut everything out from the drop and then just redid everything myself, which is what you're seeing me here do, is I'm twisting around this Zero Gyro there. So by doing this, and I highly recommend everyone do this to make your own elements. Don't try to go with what the prefabs are. If you're just starting out, that's fine, and some of them's not too bad to use. If it works for you, it works. But I highly suggest making your own elements in it. The Immelman I worked on a little bit. I'm still not happy with it, but it did come out pretty decent. And that's what you're seeing right here. So the idea of the coaster, like I said, what I wanted to do was just something, since this is my first park playing in Planet Coaster. I did have the Alpha, but I didn't really play around with the Alpha as much. I think the longest thing I ever did in the actual Alpha was doing Hangman, which there's no videos of, but I'm going to redo that later on now that the game's out. I've got another idea for that coaster, and we'll get to that in a while. Not in this video, but in a while. But for this one, I kind of just wanted to do something generic. Nothing fancy, no theme park, just an amusement park. Something like Kings Island. Something like Cedar Point, Six Flags, something like that. You know, nothing fancy. And I thought this would be a cool idea to do. We'll just do this midway. We'll do some rides on each side of the midway. We'll do some carnival games, maybe some buildings, you know, something like that. And just do a simple park. So I was asking in the chat room, you know, what kind of ideas people had for the name of it, because I tried a few different colors too, and I ended up just going with this blue because I don't know, I like the blue. I think it fits pretty well. And one of my buddies in the chat room, my Twitch chat, which is Blackout, he suggested the name Avalanche, and that kind of stuck with me, and I really liked that name. So Avalanche it is, and this is going to lead into something more which you guys are going to see in the next video. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Those who are watching my Twitch stream, you probably already know, but for the video, I'll leave that for the next one. And let me tell you kind of what I had in mind here. All dive coasters are pretty much the same. They all have about the basic concept, about pretty much the same layout. There's a few differences here and there, but they're all pretty much the same. I wanted to do something different. Like I said, this was going to be a midway coaster. It had to be in the middle of the midway, and it needed to be thin, so out and back basically. I wanted to get some cool elements in it, which I think I definitely got. And the idea was that it goes up, it drops underneath of a path, comes up into the midway, does its thing, turns around, comes back, goes back into the station. That was a thought. But before it gets back into the station, I wanted to go, so it drops under the path, I wanted to go over the path on the way back. And this is what we ended up with. And I love this coaster. I think it's a beautiful addition. If you guys like it too, you can definitely check it out on the Steam Workshop. You can search Avalanche and you will find it. You can also check out, I will put a link in the description below so you guys can click that, go right to it. Definitely, I hope you guys like it. Upvote it, rate it, please. I would very much appreciate that. And while you're at it, make sure you rate this video too. You know, give me a thumbs up on this if you like this video. If you want to see more of these, because my last Planet Coaster video I made, you guys ate it up. It had the most views in less than a week than I've ever had on any video. And I can't tell you how much that means to me, that people are actually watching. So, you know, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to me on here. Also, check me out on Twitch. I try to stream as much as I can. Usually it's late at night. You can usually catch me on Saturdays as well. And yeah, upvote me, watch me, check me out on Twitch. Subscribe to me here on YouTube. I'm gonna sign out of here for now. I hope you guys enjoy it. Check the download below and upvote that as well. So later, guys.